refreshing your page, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, there she is.
Well, since this is the first time I've done it, I'm like, I have no idea how to do this. So good thing we can earn money while we learn how to do it.
I know, right? That's the best part about it. I love your glasses. Those are so cute.
Aw, thanks. Everyone's like, you look like a teacher or like a librarian with them. I'm like, thanks.
Oh my god, it's perfect. It's gorgeous.
Aw, thanks. Okay, so I was just saying that we're gonna come on here and we're gonna talk to everybody about kind of like who we are, what we do, how we make money, some obstacles, and I guess you would say like excuses that some people have and how they've overcome them and how we've been able to make some money and do it part-time, do it full-time, and kind of give everybody the opportunity that if you're watching this, you guys all have the opportunity to do the same. So my name's Megan, if you didn't know that. I have been with the company for almost 3 years now, which is crazy because fun fact about me, I am a job hopper. I don't really like to stay in the same job for a while, and this is the longest job I've had, which is really funny that it's network marketing. But a little bit about our company, which is I think key to know, like who you're working for, you need to know about them. So in 2001 is when the company started, and it's a husband and wife. It is a Christian based company, which is super, super important to me because I am faith-based as well. And it really puts in a perspective with our company, like it's husband and wife and they truly care about us. And like every type of like bonus they give us and stuff like that is always taking in consideration of what do we actually need. So like when we have bonuses come out and everything, like some companies will do like car bonus and all these things, but our company went debt free in 2009. So they want us to be debt free and they encourage us to be debt free as well. So they'll do, instead of like car bonuses and stuff, because a lot of those car bonuses you see, you're like, heck yeah, that person got a car. But that we didn't see behind it was that they still have to pay the payments on the car sometimes. Like they'll get a percentage of it for free, but our company wants us to be debt free as well. So like they give us like straight cash giveaway bonuses. And like, Rachel, how much is your Christmas cash right now?
Oh, it's at like 1,500.
Like, Rachel got $1,500 Christmas cash giveaway. I've paid for my entire Christmas in just bonuses, which is crazy because not only that, I have commissions on top of it, but we'll get into that later. But so like I said, in 2009, we went debt free, which is huge for a network marketing company. And then in 2013, we were listed on the, what is it? The 500, what is it?
Oh, Forbes 500.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
With sales of over $450 million, which is crazy. And then we also have a Gives Back Foundation, which is, I think, one of the most influential part of our business, I think, because not only is our company and our CEO, Mark Pentecost and Cindy Pentecost, truly, truly looking out for us, they also look out for others. So we have a lot of Gives Back foundations, and I don't know, do you have any specific one that you like?
I really like the Selah Freedom one. That one always, because Selah Freedom is it helps like girls or women who have been like victims of human trafficking. And when I heard that, like when I was like 14, 15, I was helping one of my friends do like a awareness project of human trafficking, and she was really, really into it and she needed somebody to help her. So she asked me, and for like 8 weeks we were just learning a lot about human trafficking. So the fact that this company helps victims of that was like just really cool to me.
Yeah, I love it. Whenever like they announce like what type of and the amount of money and actual physical help that we go and we do with people, it's just incredible. But so yeah, so now we're in 2017. Our CEO in 2015 bought a island. Yeah, an island. But he didn't buy the island just for himself and his family. He bought the island to now we have trainings on the island. And you have to get there by helicopter, which is pretty cool. But I just love this company, and that's why Rachel and I wanted to come on here. Like both of us are super passionate, and Rachel and I actually, we aren't on the same team, and we like found each other through It Works, and we just kind of like clicked. So that's the good thing about this company, is not only is it able to help you financially, but it brings you like new friends, and it also gives you the freedom of being able to go do whatever you want at any time of the day if that's what you want. Maybe it's just a little bit of financial freedom that you want. Maybe it's literally just enough money to pay for your car. It gives you that, but it also gives you the platform and the vehicle to be able to allow you to be a stay-at-home mom like myself, or a traveling, don't you have a dog?
No, I have a cat.
Traveling cat mom, like Rachel. She like literally travels the world all the time working this business, which she'll talk about that more later. But I wanted to give you guys just an overview of a little bit about our company and a little bit about myself. So when I started with this company, I'm going to try really hard not to cry because every time I tell my story, I get teary-eyed. Um, okay, so I am a single mom. I'm 27 years old, almost 28, which is crazy. But I was going through a very, very, very tough time when I had my son. It was a lot of realizations of giving up what I thought my life was going to be and bringing in a beautiful baby that just changed my life completely. I always knew that I kind of wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because my mom was, but I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And so when I held my son in my arms, I was like, oh, okay, this is like a whole nother level of love. And I just knew that I just wanted to be with him all the time. So after I had him and I left the hospital, a lot of the realizations of life happened. And so I was working full time. I was going to school part time, and I was raising a newborn on my own. So that was hard. And I was living with my parents, and it was a tough time. Letting go of the past, bringing in new things. But one specific day in general, so I have my enroller, her name's Laura. She introduced to me these wraps right after I had Kaden, and I loved my results from them. Like putting the wrap on, which if you don't know what a wrap is, it's basically a skinny wrap that helps tighten, tone, and firm in 45 minutes, anywhere from the neck down. And so I did my stomach, and I call it like my mommy pooch area. So if you've had a baby, you know what I mean. It's like that area between your belly button and like your hoo-ha. And like, I swear to you, when I put it on, I took it off, and I was like, holy crap, okay, this works. And I didn't tell her until like 8 months later that like I loved the results, because it just wasn't the right time in my life to bring anything in. But I knew I had my hands on something good until 8 months later. So I'm at my job, and I was working for my dad. So it was a great job, and I loved being with him and everything, but I just wanted to be with my son. Like, that's all I wanted. And so one day I was at work, and I was in the bathroom. Okay, I can already feel the tears coming.
Oh my God.
But I was at work, and I was in the bathroom, and I was pumping because like I wanted to breastfeed so bad. I was so passionate about that, but I couldn't because I was at work. And I used to go to school, and I went to school over in Sanford, and I live near like Daytona area. So it was like almost an hour drive, and I would literally have my pump on me while I was driving. And every single time I put that pump on, I was like, all I want is my son. Like, I don't want this gross, like hard pump on me. And so I'm in the bathroom, and I'm pumping, and I swear it was like that moment where God just like comes into your life, and he's like, you deserve more. And I just bawled my eyes out. I was in there, and I'm just like, I know this isn't what my life is supposed to be like. I just know it. But I just didn't know what the answer or the vehicle to allow me to be with my son more. So I'm in the bathroom, and I'm crying my eyes out, and I'm pumping with this gross hard pump on, and just having the biggest breakdown ever. And I'm telling you, God put Laura in my life at the right time, because she had no idea that I was having a breakdown. She texted me a picture of her carrying her son in one of those like baby carriers, and she said just a few words to me, and it completely changed everything. She said, more mommies need this. And I was like, like ugly cry to the max happened, because she didn't know that I was having a breakdown. But in that moment, I just saw her carrying her child in this carrier, and she was a stay-at-home mom, and like that's all I wanted at that moment. And so the next day I joined with the company, and I just went for it. I was like, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care if I have to stay up later, wake up earlier. I literally, because I was working full time and going to school part time and raising my newborn, I would literally, the only time I could work this business was like when I was going potty. Well, you know, I have a kid, I say potty. When I was going to the bathroom. And like when I was at school, I would literally, like someone would text me, like they were interested in a product, and I'd be like, can I go to the bathroom? And I would go out there, and I'd sign a customer in between like my sessions at my school. So, and then like my mom even told me, because I was living with my parents at that time, my mom even told me, like now looking back, she was like, you would literally fall asleep. Like you would come home from work, you would she would watch my son while I was going to school. I'd go to school, I'd come back, I'd rock him to sleep, and while I was rocking him to sleep, I would listen to trainings, and I knew I wanted to make this work. And let's see, almost 3 months into the business, I earned $1,000 bonus, which was huge. Woo! Because I paid off our hospital bill. We were making payments for it for a little bit over a year, and with that extra $1,000, I paid off our hospital bill, which was huge. And then a year into the business, I became a stay-at-home mom. And so now, almost 2 years later, I am still a stay-at-home mom with Kaden. And now I'm able to, I know it sounds crazy, but like this is the smallest things that like I can do that I didn't realize were so significant until they happened. So like, oh God. So like, teaching my son how to go pee-pee on the potty was huge to me. And because of this company, I was able to teach him to go to the bathroom. Like, it's just the stupidest thing, but like, I wanted that moment with him. And I mean, not moment, it was like months, but I wanted to be able to like tuck him in to bed, and I wanted to like make him homemade meals for lunch and stuff like that. So it's just been really, really great. And I wanted to kind of tell you guys my story of where I'm at and where I've come. And but I always like to tell everybody that like this is a business to be able to allow you to have like extra money. So if you want like $200, $500, $1,000, that is wonderful. But it's also a vehicle to be able to allow you to be stay at home if you want that. You don't have to be a stay at home mom and work this business. You can still work your full-time job, absolutely, and still make money on the side. Like, who doesn't want money? Like, I literally think if like I went to Oprah and I was like, Oprah, do you want an extra $500? She's gonna be like, heck yeah, I want $500. Everybody wants extra money. So yeah, so that's my story.
I'm seriously like listening to your story. I'm not even a mom, and I was seriously feeling like the choking up and like the eyes starting to get watery. Like, that's just beautiful. Your story is beautiful.
Oh, thanks. And it's growing. I mean, every single month, every year, it's growing more and more and more. And I just can't wait, because I know 2018 is going to be huge for all of us. And that's why like we're pouring back into everybody, letting them know that like we can allow, like, anybody can work this business, whether it's full-time, part-time, on the side, whatever it is you want to do. So
I love how
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I love how like you had really awesome results, but you didn't even talk about that until like 8 months later, because you knew it wasn't the right time. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm such a believer that everything happens for a reason, and everyone's timing is so different. Like, I was approached by the girl that I signed up under 8 months before literally 8 months before I started. She had messaged me and I totally ignored her, just because not because I thought it was like stupid or anything, but just because I just didn't know like what it was. And I was just kind of like, it just went right over my head. So I wasn't like skeptical or anything. I just I didn't know anything about it. And so basically this was about 2.5 years ago. I think you and I have been in for about the same amount of time. Mm-hmm. I think. So this was around, so I'll just give like my background a little bit with it. So I'm Rachel, I'm 25. And so like I started because I just wanted an extra $200 a month, and I was working 3 jobs, going to school full time. I was working at Ruby Tuesday as a server and a bartender, another place in DC as a server, and then I was like nannying like 2 or 3 days a week. And so I'm like, I wanted to be busy. Like, I liked being busy, but it was kind of like this illusion of, oh, if I'm busy, then I'm going to be like making money, but I wasn't, because I was working 3 jobs and like still broke. And so a lot of things happened to kind of like lead me to want to quit my 3 jobs. But one major situation that happened with my service job was my boss, like, I was there for a good 4.5 to 5 years. And I remember, he was just really getting on me for like the color of my jeans, like after we switched the like uniforms and stuff. And he was just like, oh my gosh, you need to go home because, your jeans are not the right color. And I'm like, I have been so loyal to you guys for literally 4.5 years. And this is on a Friday night when I'm going to make like the most money. And you're literally going to tell me that I need to go home because of my jean color. And he sent me home. And that was kind of like the big aha moment for me. Like how you said you had a breakdown in the bathroom and you were so upset. Like, that's exactly what happened to me. I was just like in the car freaking out, and I'm like, I need to find something something where I can just make extra money like on my own, and I don't have to rely on someone else. I won't have to rely on a boss. Like, I want to be my own boss, even if that means like just making an extra couple hundred a month where I can quit one of these 3 jobs. So after that happened, and I was like in my car just crying because I wasn't able to work that night from something so silly and stupid, within literally 2 days, I saw a post from the girl who I had ignored 8 months before. I saw her posting about staying home with her 9-month-old baby and how she had already been able to cut down her hospital job hours from going full-time to part-time because of this business, and the extra money that this business was giving her, like, she was able to cut down her hours. And then what really, really, like, kind of was like the steal the deal for me was she was so confident that she was going to be able to quit her hospital job within just a couple of months. She said, a couple months from now, I will be a full-time stay-at-home mom. So I was so intrigued. I was just kind of at that point where I was like, all right, I've looked up other stuff online and I haven't really liked the options for like making money from my phone. So this girl's making money from her phone. Like, what is she doing? So I decided to message her, realized I had ignored her from her message 8 months prior. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to hate me. Like, I ignored her message 8 months ago. Like, she is going to hate me. But she was really, really nice about it. She was giving me all the information. And I just remember it was like this feeling of like, I had no clue what it was. I had never heard of the company. Oh, he's so cute. I had never heard of the company before, never tried a product. I was just really intrigued by the wrap because she showed me her results. They were super good. They made her skin look like she had surgery or like brand new skin. And I was like, how can a botanical wrap do this? Like, it was just so over my head. But I was so intrigued by not only her story, but, our leader, Alicia, she told me Alicia's story and how she was able to save her home from foreclosure. And I was like, wait a second. So if she can do that, and 3.5 years later, she can be making 16,000 a month with this company, I can sure as heck make 200 a month. Like, that was my mindset. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself 1 year to make $200 to $300 a month with this company. So right after I saw her post and we were messaging back and forth, I decided to join. I think it was like 2 days after that. And I had a lot of resistance, from my card not working to something going on with my bank to my card getting lost because it was in like my, I have like a case on my phone where I put my cards and stuff, and that got lost. So I literally, like, it was so much, like, I could have taken these things as signs to not join, like, oh, well, it's not meant to be, but I didn't. It was to me like, okay, well, this is just like resisting because I know this is something big for me and I know that it's something amazing that I just need to try. So giving myself 1 year to make 300 a month, that actually happened within my first 3 months. So by the time my third month happened, I was already making around like 350 was like my third paycheck. So I was like, okay, holy crap. That was like the reality check for me of being like, wait a second, I gave myself an entire year to make 300 a month, and now it's already happening in my first 3 months. Like, what do I actually have my hands on here? And so then I just started taking, more of the products, dabbling into like the greens and the hair, skin, and nails. And when I started having crazy awesome results from like the health products and my psoriasis was going away, like, that is when I started running with this opportunity. Between my third month and my 6th month, I was able to quit all 3 of my part-time jobs within my 6th month. It was between 6 and 7 months. So the fact that I started out for like freaking 200 a month, and then 6 months later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to work full time from my phone on my own schedule. This is crazy. So that's kind of like my story in a nutshell.
What's funny is that I actually, like, I would say, like, heard about you, I guess is the best way of saying it, from your hair, skin, and nails results. And then obviously when you signed like a whole bunch of distributors, like that 1 month was like crazy. I was like, okay, who is this girl? And we need to be friends. Whatever she's doing, we need to be friends. And then the rest is history. But God, I love hearing like the stories of how we've all started because they're all so different. Do you want to say hi real quick? No. Kate wants to say Merry Christmas real quick.
Aww.
Merry
Hi.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You're so cute.
Thank you. But yeah, like everybody's story is so different of how they got started. I mean, one of my favorite stories that I've ever heard of somebody was, I can't even remember who it was. It was at conference one year, and I heard it, and I was like, holy crap. Like, people, like, whenever someone says like, I don't have the money to join or whatever, I'm like, you have the money. You're just, it's not a priority to you right now. So you're not going to find the money because you're going to spend it on something else. But there's somebody, I can't remember who it was. And whenever I figure out who it is, it'll like click. But she went on stage and she was talking about how she didn't pay her electricity bill. And then she had to go to the library to use the internet to then reach out to people. And I believe it was like 5 days she didn't have electricity. And then she was able to now, she's making, I believe it's 7 figures. Like, it's just crazy of what, like, if you really want to change, you'll do it. And like, I always, literally everywhere my wallet, my house, my car, I have this, what do you call it? Sayings, what do you call it? Quotes. And it's, if I'm not doing anything today to make my struggle any less tomorrow, I'm going to be in the exact same struggle for who knows how long. And I'm like, when I heard that, I was like, it's so true. Like, if we do the same thing over and over and over again, that's the definition of insanity. And if we don't make a change, it's going to be the same. So if in a year from, or let's say 5 years from now, you are doing the same thing you're doing now, you're going to be in the exact same position. So why not try something new and bring in something different to where, hey, best case scenario, you're making a whole bunch of money. Worst case scenario, you got a box of wraps, which we'll talk about that in a second.
Yes.
But
love that.
What are you doing? Kaden just brought me jam. Jelly.
Let's make sandwiches.
Okay, go grab a spoon. You can have some. He loves like peanut butter and jelly, but like jelly.
You're like
peanut butter.
You're like the best mom. That's
like,
so
not on a bread. Okay, so let's get into basically like how we make money, our roadmap to success. So I'll talk about like the steps to success, and then if you want to go over like how we make money, like the different ways. Okay.
Totally.
Go ahead. It's in the drawer. I put all yours in the drawer now. Okay, so our company gave us what's called our steps to success, which is literally our roadmap to making money. We just do these steps over and over again. And it's our company. I always say it's not hard. It's just repetitive. And as long as you commit to it, you're going to make money. And so this is what it looks like. So if you ever see it. So step 1 is you buy the kit. So our starter kit. So think of this. If you were about to go and start a business, let's say, I don't know, a clothing line or something, you're going to be spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to buy the inventory to then resell to somebody else. So with this company, you don't have to buy like any stock in a sense. You don't have to buy any huge packs. You don't have to put thousands of dollars in it. It's just $99. And with the $99, you're going to be getting a box of wraps, which is actually retail value at $99. So if you wanted, you could actually, it's right here. If you wanted, you could actually resell those wraps that come in your kit and make your money back immediately. Comes back to the whole debt-free. Our company wants us to be debt-free. That's why they put that box in there. So literally, we pay $99, and if you want to sell them right away, you're completely debt-free. You have no reason why not to do it. Or you can go the other route, and you can actually use them on yourself, and you can use your results, and you're gonna love your results. So I recommend, using them on yourself. But by buying that kit, you're going to be getting the wraps. You're going to be getting some samples of other products. It's like over $120 of free products that you get in it. And then you also are going to get some marketing materials. So that's step 1, is basically joining the business and buying your kit. And step 2 is where we start making money. So step 2 is where it's just getting 4 customers. So 4 customers, think of this. A lot of people, you may not think you know a lot of people, but you do. So let's say it's just like your mom, your sister-in-law maybe, your cousin, your maybe hairdresser, and let's say your best friend. So boom, you just got 4 customers right there. And when you get 4 customers, our company, it depends on when you're watching this, but right now, our company is doing where you get 4 customers and you'll get $100 in product credit. So if you're wanting to try out some of our products already, this is key, because you could be getting the box of wraps when you buy the kit. You could be making the money back right away and then getting free $100 worth of products of whatever you want. So if you want to try like our hair, skin, and nails, which is like Rachel's like favorite, or if you want to get more wraps, or if you want to get the skincare line, or if you want to get the essential oils, or our new keto coffee, or our stretch mark cream, these are all things that you can get for free with that product credit. And then when you sign up, every 2 customers you sign up, you'll be getting what's called a wrap reward, which is instead of paying, so our wraps are $99 retail or $59 as a loyal customer or as a distributor. But with this, for every 2 customers that you'll be signing up, you get that box of wraps for $25. Okay, let's just put that into perspective. So you could resell the wraps if you wanted for $25 a piece. And there's 4 wraps that come in a box. So if I just bought it for $25 of a box of 4, if I got it for $25, I could resell them for $100. I just profited $75 right off the bat. Like, what? Or you can go the other route and you could be using these wraps over and over again. And then you can either get wraps or facials for the $25, which is really, really, really key for us. So that's step 2, is getting 4 customers. Step 3 is when you go Ruby. So Ruby is basically our like leadership rank, we call it, where you start building that paycheck, having the ability to getting more bonuses. And what that is just having 3 people, teammates, who want to do the same thing that you do, who want some extra money. And then when one of those people have 2 people underneath them, you're then Ruby. So it's just really amazing. And like right now we're in December 2017, just in case you're going to rewatch this later. We have, Caden's playing the piano. We have a Ruby gift set that you get once you go Ruby, which is valued, I believe it was like $500 or something like that dollars in products and marketing materials, and like this really cute coffee cup and a backpack and like all this stuff that you get just because you're working your business. And that's what I love about it, is that like they encourage us to work our business and obviously make money from commissions, but they also are like, here's an extra perk. Just because you're working your business, here's something else. So I just love, love, love that. So that's what we call our steps to success. So first one is join the business, buy your kit for $99. You get that. You can either resell them right away, make your money back, or use them for yourself. Second step is get your 4 customers to where you'll then be set up to getting your Ruby, and which is when you get 3 leaders who want to be on your team, and then one of those leaders get 2 on their own. So yeah, that's our steps to success.
I love our steps to success, because like a lot of people ask me, okay, so when I looked at that average income chart, I was thinking to myself, there is no way that I would ever like go diamond and above. Like I literally was like, I'm just gonna be maybe executive, maybe Ruby, like 5 years from now. Like I never even thought that I would. Thank you. Yes. So when I looked at that when I was joining, I was like, like maybe I'll hover around distributor and executive for like a year. And then within 10 months went diamond. Within 6 months, I was quitting my jobs, but then went diamond and earned that $20,000 bonus that they had. And then now I'm charted for triple. So pushing for triple. And literally, like, so what I like to tell people is, because our steps to success is so genius and it's so simple, the top of like our company, which is Ambassador Diamond, does the same work as distributor, which is so mind-blowing. So when people ask me like, well, how many sales do you have to do to like be a triple or whatever, and like how much do you have to sell, and I'm like, that's not really the right question. Like we actually all do the steps to success. Like that is what our roadmap is. So an ambassador is their steps to success, and a distributor is fulfilling their steps to success. So that's what makes it
and the
so
only
cool,
difference is that an
you don't
ambassador
have to
diamond
be
is
like
just
this
doing it
massive.
more.
Right, exactly. And they have done it more and more consistently, and that's why they're ambassador. And so like literally it's so cool how the exact same roadmap, like every single rank follows the exact same roadmap, and we're shooting for the same amount of work. And so I just think that's really, really cool how they do it like that, because to me that just like stands out, you know?
I heard the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so on point. So let's say right now oh gosh, I hope my battery doesn't die. Let's say you're working a job, and that's because I have nothing against, obviously, do your thing and work your job and everything, but this is a great way to make that extra income, or maybe even have supplement your full-time income if that's what you want. But I heard someone say there's 8 different ranks in the company, and if you gave yourself a goal of rank up 1 rank a year, so in 8 years from now you'll be making $38 a month. Like, is it worth it? Yeah. Like, just to be doing it on the side. Is it worth it to put some extra time into it and spend, $99, which is nothing compared to what you would have to buy if you were going to start a whole new company. I mean, I think it's worth it. Having 8 years of my life, and then all of a sudden I'm making $38,000 a month. Heck yeah, it is. But I just heard that and I was like, that's a great way to like put it into perspective, because some people start and they like huge and like skyrocket and stuff like that, and some people it takes a little bit longer, and that's totally okay. Just depends on like what's the pace you want to go, and you just go for it and like don't look back and just keep going. But
I
completely
agree, and I literally love that. Like the fact that if you were to promote just once a year for 8 years, you would be at the top of the company. That's so beautiful. And like I saw one time, it was the average amount of time that it takes to become Ambassador Diamond with fulfilling the steps of success that we do every month is about 4 years, I think. 4 years is the average amount of time. And so for like us, for example, at Diamond rank, like I literally looked at Diamond when I first joined and I'm like, that'll never be me. Like I literally just spoke it over myself. I was like, that's never going to be me. But literally anybody can do this business because the products are so powerful. Like you can, if you have like products that are real crappy, but you have someone who's a real good salesperson in a company, like they might be able to get to the top. But if you have like average people that have never sold anything before, they can get to the top of the company if they've got a good product. So that's why I love this business, because the products are so freaking good. Like without these products, you would never see me at a diamond rank. Ever.
And it's awesome because since we have so many, like a variety of products, we literally have something for everyone. And like even my son drinks our greens, which gives you 8 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. Like we've supplemented our regular juices for our greens, and he knows that as juice. And he's been doing that since he was 1. And so it's just crazy. And I mean, having the supplements, and so like if people want to like bulk up, we have that, and the skincare line. I mean, it's great that we have great products, but it's also great that we have a variety of great products. I think
totally.
Okay, do you want to go over a little bit about like how we make money, like commissions and bonuses?
Yeah, totally. I love this part because we make money like multiple different ways. So I'll just go over like starting from the beginning. So we actually make money 5 different ways, but with this month and the last month, it's actually 6 different ways because of like the extra Christmas cash bonuses. So the first way that we can make income.
Don't worry about the Christmas cash bonuses, because if people rewatch this later.
Oh, true. That's
just the basics.
That's true. Okay, so the first way, just the basics way, is we can make wrap cash. So we actually get a huge discount on all the products. We also get a huge discount on wraps. And we also, as distributors, are able to get wraps for $25 instead of the normal $60. So when we, like, you don't have to sell wraps. Like, I don't, that's not my main goal every day to sell wraps. But when I do sell them, it's like $25 to $30 cash in my pocket. And we call that wrap cash. And a lot of people, they feel like that's where their strength is, belly to belly, talking to people in person, doing parties. Like that's where people really sometimes find their strength, and they make hundreds a month just in wrap cash. So that's one way to make money. Okay? So people ask me, like, do you just go around like selling wraps all the time? Is that what you do? And I'm like, no, that's just one of 5 ways that we make money, but some people might do that. So that's the first way. The second way is...
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a little while ago, I'm not going to get into detail about it, but we had a financial issue that happened, and basically I got scammed by one of those IRS things, and they emptied my bank account, and it was terrible. It was terrible. So if anyone, they just got me at the right time, and it was just bad, and it devastated me. But because of wrap cash, I didn't have to really worry, because I knew that, because I had a few boxes of wraps on hand in my closet, and I had a few other products, and I was like, literally there's money sitting on my shelf right here. And I went and I sold, I think it was like 4 boxes of wraps, a few different supplements, and I was able to like be okay until they were able to bring that money back in. But I like bow down to the wrap cash, because it saved me in that time of like, I literally woke up and I was like, oh my God. Like,
wow, that's crazy.
And the wrap cash is what kept me going. And then I always give myself a goal, like every single month. Kaden, we'll play the piano after, okay? I give my goal every single month. Like I pay for my groceries and I pay for my gas in wrap cash. So it kind of gives me a goal of like, okay, if I want to get groceries and if I want to get gas, I got to sell some wraps and stuff like that. So I am more of like a belly to belly. I'd like to talk to people and stuff like that, but not everybody is. You don't have to. But
I love that though.
My story.
I love that story. You were literally, I love that you were like, I had money sitting right on my shelf that I could like, of product. That's awesome. I love that. And it's literally before too, where someone's like, hey, I need 3 wraps like tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, well, that's $75 cash. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. So it's quick cash if you need it. You don't have to wait for like any commissions or whatever. But sliding into commissions for the second way that we make money is people will ask me like, well, or they'll say, you know, they'll just have these assumptions like, I just don't know if I would have time to do this because I don't know if I could be like selling stuff all the time and like doing all these parties. And I'm like, well, the beautiful thing about this is that we actually get paid commission just for advertising the products. Like we don't keep inventory and sell them. That's not our main thing. So we make commission on our website company gives us. So as soon as you sign up, you have a website that's for you, and it's kind of like your online store, right? It would be the same as like, I guess if you want to order through like GNC and you have their website where it's an online store, that is like what we have. That's our website. It's our online store. But we don't have the products that we keep as inventory. So we make commission every time somebody wants to order products through our website, and we get the commission for that sale. And the company ships it to the customer right to them. So we get paid commissions once a month on the 15th. And sometimes they pay us early. Sometimes they pay us like on the 14th or the 13th, but they're never late. They are never late paying us. That's something.
Whenever I get that email and I'm like, what? I got paid early.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's 2 days early and I'm like, dang, this is great. So I love that. We get paid on commissions the 15th. And so so there's the personal commissions, and then I'm going to go into the residual side of it as well. So we get the personal commissions. Like if you didn't have any teammates and you just had customers, you're going to be getting 15% commission from all of those orders. Okay. We also make anywhere, and this is what am I on 3? Now we're in the 4th way that we get paid for residual commissions. So that's where like the passive income comes in, where you're like making money in your sleep kind of thing. So you get 15% commission on whatever like customers or your personal customers. And then you also make anywhere from 2 to 10% residual commission from all the sales that are going through your teammates' website. So you're not making commission off of what your teammates are buying for themselves, like in some other companies that we know, because we don't keep inventory. You're making a small percentage of what is going through their websites. So their sales through their websites. So that's where the residual commission comes in. So that's the 4th way. And then the 5th way is fast start bonuses. Actually, I think I mixed it up because we're on the 4th yet because I still haven't covered the big bonuses. So the next way is weekly fast start bonuses. So you guys might see like me or Megan and like maybe anyone else that you know posting about weekly $100 bonuses. And this is where like I know this company has back. They want us to develop good leadership, and they reward us for developing good leadership, and they reward us for helping our team. So every time you bring in a new distributor, you're not getting paid for that person signing up. But as soon as your new distributor gets 2 loyal customers and you help them get their first 2 customers, the company literally says, great job, you got them started really nicely. Here's $100 next week. So I want to just like talk about this for a second because I was a shift leader at my serving job. And whenever they would make me train somebody, because I didn't have a choice, they would just tell me that I had to train someone. I would not only get a pay cut, it would stress the heck out of me. My tips would go down, but they didn't reward me at all. I would literally get basically penalized for training a new server. So it would literally, in my mind, it would be like if I was at Ruby Tuesday, every time I would train a new server, as soon as they would get their second table and close out their second table, that Ruby Tuesday would give me $100 bonus. It would never happen. That would never happen. So literally, like the fact that they really want us to just understand like how awesome they are, and they're like, here, we're going to be paying you literally for helping start out your new distributor. So that's fast start bonuses. You can also earn those in multiples. And then the next way is the big bonuses.
It's when she says multiples, it's like unlimited every Friday. So you can get $100, you can get $900, you can get a few $1,000. So just wanted literally I remember one time it was just like a big pop in
I signed like 3 distributors in 1 week and helped them all get their first 2 customers in that week. And the next week it was $300 bonus. Like, this is literally not including commission. And this is, you don't even have to wait for the commissions for these. These are weekly. So I love the fact that bonuses.
And that's like with the busy season coming up is going to be huge because this is the chance to be able to get in, to be able to then be in the time frame of when everybody wants to get in on this, when it's, you know, it's tax season, it's the beginning of the year, all that kind of stuff. Like, this is the time to do it. If you are thinking about it, just jump in and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Literally, and I hear this from so many people, the only regret that I will ever have is not doing it sooner. Because, like, to me, those 8 months, like, those are, I could have just, like, started the second that I heard about it if I knew then what I know now, obviously. But so after that, we have the big, like, diamond bonuses, right? And so they're probably going to be, I mean, more than likely, obviously, like, going to be having new and improved bonuses coming out within the next, like, 60 days. But this past year, it was the Go Fast and Go bonuses. So the bonuses were starting at the diamond rank, and they start at $5,000. So if you were to sign up, you would have 6 months to get the $5,000 diamond bonus once you hit diamond within that 6 months. But if you did it in 3 months, you would get a $10,000 bonus. And they actually have it, like, spaced out over a 25 period. And that way we can actually more of it, because if they were to give it to us in a big chunk, the government would take, like, a huge part. So
sorry, Kaden just came up to me and says, Mommy, I want some pizza.
Oh my God. So
mind the fact we had Chipotle for dinner. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, you're good.
It's my child.
That was those are the ways that we get paid.
I love it. And one thing that you said that I wanted to, like, go more further into was the fact that we don't have to have inventory. But I think what I love about that is the fact that we don't have to go and, like, ship things ourselves. So, like, we don't have to spend the time on, like, packaging things up and taping it up and taking it to the post office and then getting the address. And what if you didn't have that address? You just spent a whole day doing something, or a few hours doing something, and then it wasted your whole time. And the fact that, like, we don't have to have the inventory. We have the ability, if we want to, and make some extra cash, but we don't have to have it, because our company literally sets us up with a website. And our job, literally, because our company doesn't go and like, pay anybody to do marketing for them, or doesn't have commercials or anything like that. We are their commercials. We are their marketing, in a sense. So because we are the marketing to it, all we have to do is just like, when somebody wants a product, we just then guide them to our website, and then the website does the rest, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love that. And, like, that literally, that's really honestly not the only reason I joined, but I told my enroller, I was like, listen, I'm really busy. I work 3 jobs. I go to school full time. So if you're going to tell me that I need to be doing, like, home parties and I need to be, like, physically selling stuff, like, I can't do it. And she was just like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for you, because you can literally make money right from your phone. Mm-hmm. And the first time that I signed a customer, they were actually out of state. So they were actually like really far away from where I lived. And the fact that I could sign them up as a customer, and then the company was going to do all the red tape and ship the stuff right to them, I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this over and over and over. Like, that was really easy. I was like, I can totally do this. And then it really hit me, knowing that we have a product that no one else in the world has, no one else has ever had, that it does what it does. I realized it just, like, clicked in me. I was like, I'm sitting on a gold mine. Like, this is totally, like, an opportunity of not just a lifetime, but, like, a couple lifetimes.
What she means by, like, nobody else can get it is basically our wraps, which is our flagship product, it's the wraps that help tighten, tone, and firm in 45 minutes, anywhere from the neck down. But we actually have a patent on the botanical cream of the wrap itself. So the botanical cream is what's doing the work, and it's tightening and toning and firming. So if you want to have the results like we can give you with these wraps, you have to get it through a distributor from us. You can't go into Walmart and just buy it. Can't go into Target and just buy it. You have to come to us as a distributor. And that's why I always say the demand is there. People want these products. People want to get I just put thin and fit together. People want to get thin. People want to lose weight. People want to be healthier. People want to have vitamins. People want longer hair. People want to smell good with the essential oils and all the benefits from them. You know, all these different people want more energy. People want to sleep better. Like this, the demand's there. It's just our job is just to supply it to everybody, and that's what I love. So
Yeah,
I'm going to transition into. Okay, so we came up with these. I guess you would call them objections, but also like common excuses that people have given us in the past, and then what they've done to overcome them. Please don't do that, Peyton. And how they're now successful, which all boils down to not making an excuse and just doing it. But I'm going to explain them a little bit more into detail. So the first one is that I get a lot is I don't have the money. Well, I totally understand that because neither did I. And let's cover his ears because I had to take $99 out of his savings. And when I started this, and then within, I believe it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I couldn't remember. I was able to put that money back in ×3 of his savings. So I didn't have it when I started either. But it's you make the sacrifices to get it. And I to each their own what they want to do, but you know, some people have sold plasma to do this. Some people have paid their bill late to do it. Some people have less Starbucks, less Target trips. Please stop, Keaton. Thank you.
Show them that.
I want to
These
add.
are my notes.
I want to add something.
Yep.
Oh, so like I literally did not have $100 sitting around. Like I didn't even have a savings. Literally, I had nothing. Like I was literally going from like serving shift to serving shift and like relying on my nannying money, and it would go so quick that I didn't even have the time to pick up extra serving shifts, but I forced myself to. Like I forced myself to pick up 2 serving shifts, and I told myself these 2 shifts, whatever I make in serving shifts, it's going straight toward my $99 startup, because it was just like you said earlier. It's not that people don't have the $100, they just don't see the value in it yet.
Yeah. And then they look back like us and it's like, why didn't I get started earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so then some other examples are like I have him, so he grows out of his clothes like a, what do you call it? Like a, what is it? The beanstalk? It grows like a beanstalk.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have extra clothes laying around the house, maybe it's your clothes, maybe it's your son or your daughter's clothes, go and sell them. Go to Plato's Closet, go to Once Upon a Child, whatever it is in your area, and sell the clothes and use that money to get started. I love this one because somebody told me this and I was like, oh, that's so me. Grab less of the $1 aisle fun things that are at Target. Like, don't go in that aisle. I feel like every time I go into Target, I'm like, oh, this is it's $1, $20 later. So like, don't go in that $1 section.
Yeah.
But I just know that like, sorry. It just, you have to, like you said, it's like you don't know what you have until you have it. And you have to just trust us. Like, just jump in and just do it and just find a way. If you have the money, you're just using it for other things. So you just have to find like what's more important to you. Is it the Starbucks, or is it you starting a business and making a platform and literally changing your lifestyle to where you're going to be able to have the financial freedom, the freedom of time, making friendships. I mean, Rachel and I met through It Works. So okay, so that's I don't have money. The second one is I don't have time. So we both kind of talked about this already, but just to recap. Please stop. Is like when I started, I was full-time. I worked full-time. I went to school full-time. I was raising him on my own full-time. And so there's really no excuse in the book, because when it's something important, you're going to make time for it. And I believe that the busiest people are the best people for this business, because you know already how to multitask, and you already know, like, okay, I only have 10 minutes of this day to do A, B, and C, and D. How am I going to do it? I don't know. I'm just going to do it. Like, your mentality is already like that because you're busy. So this business is great for busy people. There we are.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree. I've noticed that. I've just noticed that like people that are really busy and they have multiple things on their plates, they literally end up doing the best with this, because they seriously know how to get stuff done and their time is valuable to them.
Exactly. Okay, so one of my favorites is I'm not a salesperson. Well, neither am I. I didn't know any. Can you stop for a minute? I didn't know anything about these products when I started. I did use the wraps before it, but I didn't know anything. But think of it as if, like, if you started a job tomorrow at like NASCAR or whatever, like you don't know their policies, you don't know their ways they do things, but you learn as you go. And like the favorite thing about this company is that you can literally learn or earn money while you're learning how to work the business, which is great.
Yep.
Are you still here?
Oh,
Are you still here?
Yeah.
He pressed the button and I was like, we lost them. Oh gosh, that was really scary because this is so good. Okay, here, can you go over there and watch a movie while I finish? We're almost done, okay?
Mama, my movie is over.
Okay, you want to watch it again?
No, I'm doing a different kind of.
Okay, so here, watch out for the cord so you don't fall and get hurt. Go. Sorry, 1 second, guys. So sorry. Mom life. Talking about multitasking.
It's so real. It's so real. It just shows that you literally can be like a mom and like have all this crazy stuff going on and still work the business.
No, the K.
It's fun. Like if you can see my setup here, like I'm using like a decoration to hold the iPad, my notes, a remote to figure out his thing. I was literally just eating my dinner. I'm like doing 10 things at once, which is great because, like I said, multitasking is great for this. Do you want Charlie Brown?
It's real life.
Okay, so sorry, going back into that. So what I love to use this as an example is, okay, if you went and let's say tomorrow you found like the most amazing mascara that you've ever used in your life. Like what's the first thing you're going to go do? You're going to go tell your best friend or your mom or your sister or something like that about that mascara. And you're going to be like, dude, I just got this mascara. My lashes are like to my forehead. It's amazing. And they're probably going to go check out that mascara too. And with that, you're going and you're basically marketing that company that they got it for, and you're not getting paid for that. You're giving them money basically and saying, this is great, this product that I'm using, I'm going to share with my sister. My sister's going to go buy it. My sister's going to go tell somebody else and they're going to go buy it. But with our company, we do the exact same thing. We just share with people about what we love about these products, because most of the time we're all using these products too because we've all fallen in love with them. But we get paid to go then tell people about them and share it with it. So I'm like, it's just like all around, you get to just share with people. You get to share with people the products that you love, and then we get to get paid for it. So you don't have to be a salesperson to work this business. You just have to have the ability to talk to somebody, whether it's behind a computer, whether it's face to face, or what? Okay. And do you want to talk about, so I can get the TV going, what the too many distributors, like what you,
how
what you
people
say?
I feel like, when they say, I feel like everyone's doing it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, this is exactly what I have to say about that. So I'm just going to give a perspective first, and then I'm going to explain like why people think that everyone's doing it, because it's literally the furthest thing from the truth. So we have about 200,000 distributors worldwide. 200,000. We ship to the entire United States, which is 400 million people. That in itself is crazy. We also ship to Canada. We also ship to most of Europe. We also ship to Australia, and we also ship to New Zealand. We're opening up in 2 brand new countries in the next like month or two.
So excited. Let's just say that the Hispanic culture will be focused on.
Hints. I love it. I love the hint. That's awesome. Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay. We are literally in, I think it's, okay. So
Can you go to the purple?
I did the math once, and it was
No, it's
like
not here.
a billion people that we're able to like share.
I want the purple one.
And we have 200,000 worldwide. So I'm just gonna like give you guys a little perspective, not to like try and bash any companies. I give you guys perspective. So Mary Kay and Avon actually have about 7 million distributors. Mary Kay has 7 million, and Avon has 6 or 7 million. And we have about 200,000 worldwide. So we're actually on what's called ground floor of a company, and we haven't even like tapped into the population yet. It takes 24 people to go diamond, which is an average of $2,000 a month, you guys. So like the fact that I think all of a sudden that you see it everywhere, this is exactly why. If you guys have ever like wanted a car or wanted a certain shoe or a certain house or anything like that, and then suddenly, like, let's say that you love a red Jeep, and you're like, I have just fallen in love with the red Jeep. And so now I've just been seeing a red Jeep on the road everywhere. It's not because everyone in your neighborhood started buying a red Jeep. It's because you're starting to think about it and you're starting to notice it because subconsciously you want it. Okay? So if you're noticing it works everywhere, it's probably because you want to be involved. Like, I'm just going to be real, because I had no clue about this business. Like, literally, it just like went over my head, and I was on social media every single day before joining this. And so I'm sure I saw it all the time, but it didn't register to me. So as soon as I was like exposed to it and it was part of my reality, I was seeing it more. So if you're using that as a fear of like, well, I don't know if I want to do it because so many people are doing it, you are literally selling yourself so short, because we have just begun. Like, nobody has heard of this company. When I'm out and about, and if I'm wearing a shirt, or if I'm like, passing out like a coupon or something, or I'm just like, whatever. So more people than not have never heard of this company and these products ever. It's crazy. So that kind of like covers that.
I think you said a little bit of this, but I had him in my ear. But I kind of did a little bit of math too, where yes, it was about 150 to 160,000 people are actively paid distributors in our company. In comparison, so listen to this. So I'm in Florida, and Tallahassee. Okay, go ahead and go play with the 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. In Tallahassee, Florida, which is the capital of Florida, the population is 190,000. So taking comparison, 160,000 actively paid distributors in our company, and 190,000 is the population of one city in Florida, the capital of Florida. You can fit all of us distributors inside the capital of Tallahassee only. Like, there's so many more opportunities, and that's what like gets me excited, because I'm like, I've only scratched the surface of like there's just so much more. And that's where I'm gonna kind of end this though, because I know it's getting long. So I wrote this down because I really thought about like how I wanted to end this. I'm gonna read it. But will there be a day where this company is going to be in like every household? There's going to be products in every household? Yes, absolutely. Because we are going to make it that. But it's the decision is, do you want to get in on this company now before that happens, to where then you will be making that paycheck to be able to support your family, to make that extra money, to be able to have the financial freedom, to have the the freedom of time, and be able to go wherever you want. Like, you guys have probably seen, I love going to playgrounds with my son. So I take him to the playground pretty much every day now. And that's something I'm passionate about. But the last thing, I'm going to end with a quote, and then if you guys have any questions, I know there's only a few people on here, but I know later on, if you're rewatching this, please share this video on your Facebook, because Rachel and I are so passionate about spreading this word, and this video was so good, like so good. It went over like everything that we wanted to talk about. But in the fact of if you're rewatching this and you are interested in this, please comment below so that we can definitely get in touch with you, because this is going to be, 2018 is going to be a huge year for us, and just gets better and better after that. So the last thing I want to say is get the fears out of your head, let them go, and you need to get started.
I love that. Literally, that's what I had to tell myself, is like, Rachel, literally, like, the best thing that could happen is you'll be making, this is my best, like, this is my version of the best, is you'll be making $500 a month within a year. That's the best thing that could happen. Little did I know I was going to be pushing for a rank that's almost $9,000 a month. Like, literally didn't know how to dream big. And so I'm like, the best thing that could happen is you'll be making $500 a month, and the worst thing that could happen is you'll buy a package of Like that is literally worst case scenario is that you bought a package of wraps. Like best case scenario, pay off debt, travel more, not be stressed, do more things with your family, to get a freaking car. Like I'm in the process of getting a new car, and this would not have happened without this company. So like just tell the fears to shut up. Like you just it's one of those things where it's like life is too short to let fear run your life. Like there's no point. It's so draining. Like the best thing that can happen is anything that you want to have, literally anything. So it's like worth it. It's completely worth it every time.
Yay.